Hello. Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I hope we are doing good today. Okay. I'm just waiting with 1 or 2 more minutes for people to join. However, I knew that some of us already attempted to import the data that I sent, or maybe checked through the requirements. So I think it's a good thing I'll be doing now, so that if you have any question ahead, especially regarding the requirement, you can ask in a meeting like this. So I believe you've gone through the requirement. If you've not seen it, kindly check the resources channel. You would find it there. Okay. And I woke up to meet a lot of questions on the data importation. So same question from many of us, which is the issue with the customers table. Yeah. Okay, so I would answer that. Maybe I would delete my own and then I can do it again. So that I would not get a lot of questions throughout the day. So any question generally, like not on the requirements, or like generally, if you have any question, let's take for like 5 minutes if you have any question. I think this week has to be the least, what's that English now? The least engaged week. I don't know if that English is correct, but because I was generally busy, right? And then anytime I would come back, there's no message in any of the channels. I'm like, oh, what's going on? So before I would have met a lot of messages, but this week it was so I mean, that was good on my own for me because I had less messages to read. And I guess maybe you guys like were really cool with everything you've learned. So there was no need to ask questions, which is good, because we'll get to see that after your project. So yeah. Let me share one news that I think it's important at this point. Of course, we know that a lot of incentives come with our work, with what we are doing, as we have announced initially, like the one I mentioned 2 weeks ago, or was it last week, about the CV reviews and like interview prep for those that complete their project. So we keep working to see how we can get more incentives, and I can let you know. I will not say it's official yet, but I can let you know that something is cooking with Maven Analytics. I don't know if anyone here knows Maven Analytics. So if you know them, good. If you don't know them, they are let me say the best course platform that I know. That I mean, I'm also an alumni there. Also, I'm also privileged to be an Hall of Famer there. So so we'll be having like getting something from them. And at the moment, I can only say that it will be a reward for hard work. That's how I would put it. So hopefully this motivates someone. Of course, based on every project that you have done and eventually your final project. So everything will be. So it's not like, because I learned some people just came to this camp for Power BI, and since this year they've not joined any class. So they are waiting for only Power BI time. Okay. So if you fall on that category and you think you can partake in the freebies, you are on your own. So we only consider those that have been active from beginning to end in terms of submitting mini projects and eventually the final one. So this is just an information for you. And next week, I believe next week, yeah, we should have our first event. I mean, it should have been it should have been yesterday actually, but I was trying to find a balance. I want us to like finish SQL. So we'll have our first event next week. on Friday. It's going to be on a Friday. Of course, it cannot be on the week, during the week, Mondays to Wednesdays, because of our classes. And I think Thursday might be a rush. So Fridays, as far as I know, perfect. So it will be, the time will be communicated. I believe it will be in the evening, so that we can get more people to attend. Of course, it's going to be recorded, but maybe not on YouTube. I'm not sure. I will decide on that. So we're having Jamal will be the one coming. For now, I can confirm Jamal will be coming. I don't know if there will be 2 people because of time, but I mean, those details it's going to really happen very fast. So that's what I'm like telling you now. So that you can prepare. So this Friday, we'll be having our first event. So if you have any question, Jamal is someone who, I think I mentioned it before. He has shared the story, so that's why I'm also able to share a story now. He what's it called now? He has about he was initially like a security man in the US, right? So that just tell you how, I mean, out of the whole. So if you are here and you feel like you don't have any background that's related to this thing, and that's why that's not an excuse. So it was like a security man, if I can put it that way. And he kept working. You can check him out. Let me see if I can send his LinkedIn profile for us to view now. I think I will cut this part of the walkthrough video. The one on YouTube, I will eventually take it down, and then I will re-upload the recorded one. Except to feel that this information is important anyway. So let me search for his profile, Jamal. Oh, I hope I'm getting his name correctly. Oh my God, I can't find it. Okay. Just a moment. Jama. Where is he? Just give me a minute, please. Because sometimes he hides. So probably is maybe not off online. I don't know, but I can't really find him, to be honest. So when I find out, I will share his profile on our Discord. So he started his journey from scratch, basically, and he's right there. In how many months? I think I knew him in 2020. Yeah, I think I knew him last year or late 2021. So he was very active on Twitter, active on LinkedIn, and it really, really helped him. Maybe we've heard of all about the data before. So actually, I taught there as well. So, well, that's how we met, and really hardworking guy, trust me. So when people like that speak, I think it can motivate some of us who are like, who have been demotivated or who needs motivation, basically. So, and then probably have others come later on, maybe 1 or 2 as well. And for our project also, we'll be having some people review for us. So it's not like I'll be the one reviewing the project. So my only contribution will be that I am collating all the projects and then sending for final review, because to give such price, as far as I know, it's probably more than $400, right? So it's not something you just hand out like that. So there has to be a really good judging system. Okay, that's enough talking. So let's go to the questions that we have. Mr. Samuel.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. I hope you slept well.
I tried. I don't want to feel ashamed asking this question, but anyways, I don't have shame. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I will ask.
All right. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, so actually, over the week, I've been a whole lot busy. So I had to like follow up with the classes yesterday and today. So there's this issue I keep encountering from last week's project that we did. So for example, let's say I will use one of the solution that you did. I think it was for the countries that orders made in countries that start with letter I. If you can remember. Yeah, so you use like 2 methods. And I'm going to just be more specific so that you understand what I'm trying to say. So there was a method 2 that you did where like, okay, select gross company from project prep, where country is Italy. So I normally run this, but anytime I try to add a function to the gross, let's say, for example, maybe I'm looking for the sum of the gross or the, let's say, average, then I start getting errors. If I run the query without the sum or average, I will get my answer. But once I input maybe average or sum or something, I'll start getting errors. So I've been encountering that since last week's projects. And I'm so sorry, I'm just bringing this up now. I've been very
what is the error? Do you remember the error?
Let me check. Just give me a minute. Okay, so
whenever you talk, I'm always hearing a lady's voice behind.
I'm so sorry, sir. I have a friend with benefits, sir. So
okay.
he's with me.
Sorry.
Okay. Maybe I will send a screenshot to the group because I did it now. I'm not getting like any error. But the company column is not popping up. So it's only giving me the sum of the gross. It's not giving me the company.
Maybe because it heard my voice. I guess the issue you might be having is group by. So I'm sure you check that it's not group by error. Because if without company is bringing, without company it's bringing your value, that means you just want to get one value, which is like the sum. But the moment you had a column that you want, then it means you have to add group by somewhere. So confirm that is what.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No worries. All right, let's have Mr. Damilola or Miss. I don't know now because now until I hear the voice.
Good morning, Mr. Idris. Miss is actually.
Sorry, apologies.
No problem. So I actually have 2 requests, more like a request, not a question.
You can send me friend request on Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, that's if you need a request. So that's the first one. Any other request?
The request is regarding this class, our class.
Okay.
Okay. So I missed the 2 Excel projects. So I wanted to ask if it's possible for you to please open a window for some other persons that also missed it to be able to submit something like a second chance kind of opportunity. And also, I wanted to plead for more time for the deadline of our project. If you can please help extend it to Monday, like you did last week. Okay, so my challenge is I do not have access to a laptop during the week. So I can only practice over the weekends. I just started practicing overnight. So and I have to finish practicing before I'll be able to carry out the project. And I still have to take care of the family home front. So it's a lot. So if you can please help us just extend the time. I know that we'll just have to burn all night meeting up.
Be resting, shall rest. Okay. So
there's no time to rest though.
Let me start from the first one. Because if I open the window, I think it's raining, so it might be a difficult request to answer to open the window at this time. But you can do your Excel project without me opening any window. But just you do the needful. They share like on their LinkedIn and then send it on the. That's true. I would like to get the record. This one that you asked me is okay. Whenever you are done with your project, right? Whenever you are done with your project, that's
yes,
the one. Just let me know. I will open it, but it will fall under late submission, like I mentioned the last time.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
So whenever you are done, so just let me know, share your LinkedIn, the LinkedIn post, and then call my attention that you need to submit on your this thing, then I would open it, then you can submit. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So this applies for everyone also. So if you have missed any project and you would like to do it, because now that we've heard of the freebies, I know maybe some of us will be more motivated to. I'm not saying that's why she asked the question anyway, but yeah, so we all have this opportunity. For the second one, that one is tough because I myself have to do some things on Monday, so I try as much as possible to finish everything related to your assignment and everything on. In fact, for me, it should be on Saturday, so my Sunday should be free. But I also added Sunday, and now you want me to take it to Monday, so it's really a hard one, to be honest. It's really hard one. So I guess we have to go with the previous model. If you miss the deadline, still submit, but you fall under late submission. So I think that's the only thing I can do, because taking it to Monday, it's really going to be like, I will not even be available to really like collect it. And so I'm really sorry that I could only grant 1 out of 2, or let me say 1.5, because at least I still said you can submit after the deadline. It will just only fall on that late submission. So I hope those answer your question. So deadline is still Sunday, 11:59. But if you manage to finish on Monday, I understand maybe there are some things that could come up. So you can of course submit after that. All right, thank you. And I wish you great success doing everything that you need to do. I know for some of us it's a lot, especially those who are married, and I honestly commend you. Maybe I should have gotten the married or single. Okay, next quarter we'll do married single in the form. So we'll put the married people on one side, so their own deadline can be like we just treat them special. So I think that's one of the things I will learn from this one. Don't tell your friends that they should put married though, so that they will be submitting late. We'll ask for marriage certificates. That's the next thing. All right, so let's continue to today. I think that's enough question. So I think this week's project is really simple, in my opinion. Like you guys you can see you just had what's it called? One requirement. Before we have like 2 documents. Now just one. The data is just flex for me. I think you guys should even finish before tonight. So let's take a look at it. I believe everyone has this. So before you understand this, let's look at the data. So I will open data in Excel actually, because I feel we can see it better instead of trying to query. Oh, I forgot. So when you start importing all the data, there is one that is stubborn. So I already did mine, so I'm going to like delete it because many have been asking about it. So let me try to do it. That's the customer table, right? So let me try to import the customer table. So I'm going to right click here and then import flat file. As we know, browse. So the file is here, customer lookup. And like I recommended or suggested that we remove this thing so that we can have something really nice. So you identify as married, good. Okay, so click on next. Why is it doing like this? Okay, we click on next. And then when you finish it, several of us got this error. So if you check, you realize that it's something that we've probably done before. So, which is surprising because I honestly did not even check the data to confirm if there are errors, because why to bring this, probably there are some errors. I don't expect errors to be in, like blanks should be in the customer key. But no worries, we can just click on OK, go back, and then you know what to do, right? So I did it for the customer key. When I did it, I noticed we still got another error. So instead of doing it again, so I will just do this one. So it should allow everything. And once that is done, you click on next and you finish it. So you would actually get a warning, but the data has been uploaded, right? So this is the warning sign that I think 5 colons were dropped. I'm not sure it was, but it wasn't. Because I think, yeah. So it's just like a warning because of, but once you do this, it's okay. And then just click on close. Okay. So you are good to go. I believe for the rest, there was no issue importing them. So let's try to query customers table that we just imported, and we would find, what is my computer doing like this morning? Okay, so we'll find all of this. We have about, I don't know, let's see how many customers we have, because this is like top 1,000. So our customer base is 18,000. That's a lot. This is just customer alone. So, and I think for the others, I mean, you guys really enjoyed this project, trust me. So this is customer. When you check products, so let's check products. So maybe we'll do the checking from here instead of from Excel, because Excel will mean that the computer will start hanging again. I have to open all these files. So if I check products, we have about 293 products. Okay. So, and then we have, okay, so let me start doing the walkthrough like that. So if you check this, this whole thing, you have several tables here, right? So you're already used to these things by now, I believe. So let's start with the first one, which is the calendar table. So you might, I don't think you would need this calendar table as far as this this project is concerned. When we get to Power BI, you will find more use for it, right? So because okay, when we get to Power BI, you find more use for it. But if you think you can, for some reasons, if you can, then you can also use it actually if you want. Okay, so let me give you the trick. You know, sometimes you might need to find a month. Okay, don't let me confuse you. So let me just leave it like this. Then categories. So we have the categories table, and this one we just have about 4 of them. So you know what category means? Okay, so you might not understand that. So let me go to another one. Let me go to subcategories. So we have categories, we have subcategory. So this is subcategory now. I think there are about 37 of them. And then we have product. All right, so those are the 3 that are related. That's what I'm showing you together. So to explain what they mean, so you have like a product. So for instance, I think I gave that example the last time. So you have like maybe in a store, I know this example doesn't make sense, but let's say in a store, they sell mango, apple, oranges, and then somewhere in that same store, they sell shoes, bag. If you've seen any store like that, please let me know. They sell shoes, bag, and all of this. And then in that same store, they sell cars, like, I mean, real cars. So you can see that kind of chain of product, right? So all the products, even though they come from the same store, they are not under the same umbrella, right? So these ones that I mentioned first, they can be called fruits. So that's like you could call it category. And then you have these ones, you could call them clothing. These ones, you could call them maybe, I don't know, cars or whatever. So that's what it means. So when you see products, you have several products. So you can see the product key, right? Which uniquely, this should be unique here. All these product keys should be unique. Uniquely identifies each product. And you can see the details of the product here. I think we already saw this, right, in our last class. So I don't think I need to do more on this. But you will notice subcategory key. So now every product belongs to a subcategory. So it means that it's possible for several products to be under one subcategory. Are you getting the logic now? So that's why you will see that even though the product key is unique here, we have like subcategory repeating itself. So this is like 31, 31. So it means that these two products belong to subcategory 31. Okay, so you can see 14. So it means all these products here belong to subcategory 14 and so on. All right. So that's that. And you have the details of the product. Now, when you go to the category, the subcategory now, the subcategory table, you will find subcategory key. So this particular key now is the same thing as what you have here. All right. So if you need to find the subcategory name of a particular product, you know what to do. So you join this products table with the subcategory table, right? Are you getting it? And then you find the subcategory name. So this is subcategory name. Now, each of the subcategory now also has a category key. So it means subcategory, and then you have category. So similar logic. So you can have several subcategories under the same category. So we just have 4 categories, which is 1 to 4. So you see that these 3 guys, they are under category 1. All these guys are under category 2, all these guys are under category 3, and all these guys are under category 4. So you can check the next one, which is the category itself. So wherever you see category 1, it means we are talking about bikes. Wherever you see category 2, it means you are talking about components. 3, you're talking about clothing. Do you get it now? So those are like the categories. So that's how you link them up. It's like a chain. So this kind of schema is called snowflake schema. So we'll see that when we get to Power BI more in details. All right. So, and then we have the calendar. I showed you that earlier. We have the customers. I think I also showed you this, right? So just opening them up to view them. So if we check the customers, you have 18,154. And trust me, all these customers are different. They are not the same. No customer here repeats itself. So you can be rest assured. I didn't make this task tricky for you guys because, you know, I would have loved to, but that would be your final project. I would have loved to ask you to create new column for full name and all of this. I mean, do a lot of things, but I decided to keep it simple because I'm in a good mood this week. I mean, I'm always in good mood, but I'm in a better mood this week. So, for products now, we already checked it as well. So we have 200 and something products. Then returns. So this is where it gets interesting. So you have returns. Okay, let's check territory first. So territory is like where the order, like the shops, this is where our stores are located, basically, or this is where customers make the purchase. It's not where the customer is from, right? Okay, don't make that mistake. It's not, but it's where like they bought the product, right? So if you check, okay, it might not make sense now. So let me check one of our sales record. So if I check maybe sales for 2020 now, you will see that we have order date, which represents the date that we made orders. We have stock date. I think I forgot to ask a question using this stock date. Oh my God. Okay, I know what I'll do next time. Order number, this represents like the number of the order. Like I think I explained this in our last class. Then product key, this identifies the product that is being ordered. Customer key, the customer that is making the order. Territory key, so this is like the territory where the order is being made. So this is what that territory will be used for. So if you check the keys for the territory, also this is something you are familiar with. I didn't make it really hard for you guys, trust me, because there are a lot of tricky ways I could have asked questions with these things, but I just the objective is for you to still apply what you've learned. I believe by the time you get to the final project, then you would really have, I mean, that one I can't even I can tell you like it's going to be hard. Like that one is going to be really hard. So so you can pick each of the territories, right? So region, you have country. So if there's any question that is asking you about, for instance, how many orders we got in Europe, so you know what to do, right? So it means you are combining this table. I mean, why am I even explaining that? You should know by now with this one, right? And then you get your European orders. Okay, so I think that's all. Then we have returns. So this returns table is like, you know, when you make purchase and then due to one issue or the other, customers decide to return the product. So this is what return means. So in that return table, you have the return date, that is the date that this particular order or product was returned. And then you have the territory, that's where the order was made now. And then, or the territory that they returned it to, basically, maybe that's what it means. We don't have a data dictionary to confirm. But what is most important is that this is the product that was returned, and this is the quantity that was returned. So maybe one of the products. So you can check. I don't know if quantity, I think all the quantities are one. So maybe just one of the product was returned. Yeah. So that's that. Now let me touch on the final one, still this sales. Now you will check sales, you will see that we have this column order quantity, although I'm not sure I asked any question on using this, but I want us to from now start looking at it. It might take you 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes, walk through all your data. That's a typical way an analyst work. Don't just rush into this thing I'm doing, try to do it. So understand your data completely. What does this one mean? What does this table mean? What is the consequence of having this kind of table? Because this is what will eventually help you when you decide to make joins, right? So you don't use the wrong one. So please walk through your table critically. So of course, you know what to do with all these sales, right? By now, you know you need to join them together. I don't know how we are going to do that, but you should know that you should bring in all your sales together in one place for easier analysis. So you would notice that here, order quantity, it means like the quantity of products in that order. So maybe if I made an order now, I could buy maybe 2 bags. Another person could make an order and buy just 1 bag, right? We both have one order, but I think I'm a more important customer at the end of the day than this person because I got 2 of those bags, he got 1, even though we both have one order. So that's why this kind of information are important, right? Although I did not really ask any question on it, but I want you to take a look at it and, just note this thing. So you would notice that all throughout 2020, we only had most of the orders, in fact, all the orders had just one quantity. So I think I mentioned it in the last class. So I decided when I checked for 2021, I noticed that it was no longer the same because there were some orders now. Oh, 2021 is also the same thing. And then let's check 2022. Then I noticed that now we're having like 2. So these are the things you should take note of. I mean, in a real life setting, right? So now you can see it's different because I think in the class, I assumed that maybe you can only have 1 product per order. But now we see that there are some orders that has 2 quantity, right? So in fact, some have 3, as you can see. So if I were to be analyzing this in real life, I would be curious to find out what changed because we have 2 years that they were only making 1. Perhaps there was a rule within the company that you cannot have more than, these are ways that you ask questions and you try to find answers to them, and it helps your analysis basically. So in that case, if let's assume that was the case, that company made a policy that you cannot have more than, that means you cannot buy more than a bag at the same time for 1 order. Now you might want to see how that changed because now they've allowed customers to make more than 1 purchase, right? So how has that contributed to our overall revenue? So I might be interested now, if I were to be working on this in real life, to know how much we made in this year compared to the previous years and see how much of this new change allowed for. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's how you can know, oh, this particular policy that we made or that we changed really helped us accomplish more. You get what I'm saying, right? So these are ways that you think, but I don't think it's needed for this question that I gave. So I'm just mentioning so that also the whole job is not for you to do the I think I mentioned that before. It's not for you to do the assignment and close and say you are done. No, there are really a lot. This data set that you are getting, you could create more than 10 portfolio projects from them that you have on your LinkedIn, on your that ready, anytime recruiter come, they have something to. These data sets are rich, really rich. You could do tons and tons of analysis from them. So I'm just trying to open you up. So it doesn't when you just finish your project, you feel fulfilled. Yeah, that's the level of fulfillment, but you really need to do more stuff. So you play around, you have fun. So let's look at the requirements. So there are two instructions. The first one is to write the queries, and then the second one is to create a presentation. So there's no template this time. It's up to you to create. You can use Google Slides or PowerPoint. You can create it, but no visualization. So just the queries. So you know what to do. You can either paste your query or you use Carbon. So anyone you want that makes sense to you. So you have it in the presentation. So that's the file you will submit. And also you would notice in the questions, there are some that says SQ. So wherever you see SQ, it says that you must use subquery. So if you have another method of solving that question, it's not allowed. You must use subquery. So that's what it means. So we have a couple of them like this. So we'll see them as we go on. So the first one is to retrieve the customers who have placed orders with a total amount greater than 10,000. This is really easy, right? So this might change because I haven't had time to run this query. So I don't even know if any customer made more than 10,000. But after the first person, or if you notice that maybe there's no customer that appear, just let me know on Discord. I will reduce the bar. So I don't know if any customer made more than, because I could not really run the query. But if they are, then good to go. The second one is retrieve the total revenue and total orders generated by each product category, right? So, of course, anytime I ask you for product category or product or sub-product, I'm not asking you for their key. Definitely, I want the name, right? So don't just go and don't just go to the sales table and then go and do bring the product key and the count of the product key. That will be 0. I want the names, so you know what to do. So retrieve the total revenue and the total order. So you're going to have like, why am I going to explain these things? You have like product category. This is the total orders and the total revenue. That's what I want. Retrieve the names of products and their categories for products. Retrieve the names of products. And I shouldn't have even said names of product. I should have just said product. You should know his name I'm talking about. So retrieve the name of products and their categories for products with a selling price greater than the average selling price of all products. So it means that I feel like this explanation is even making it easy for you. Oh, okay, let me just do it. Okay, so you will find the average selling price of all. Now, what is selling price? You need to, because there are 2 prices there. I explained the last time in your, no, I shouldn't even tell you. What is selling price? Because we have 2 prices. We have cost price and then we have product price. So what do you think is the selling price in that? Okay, let me run the query so that we can. Where's the product now? So if you run your product, we have product cost and then we have product price. So I mentioned the product cost is the cost of the product and then product price is the, okay. I hope someone got that. If you don't know, if you don't, you can check online what selling price means or is. So you know which of the prices to use there. So you'll find the average and then you will now find all the products and their categories. Maybe I should even add and their subcategories as well. Okay, let me leave this one up. Should I add it? Yeah, let's add it. So
no, don't add to.
It's too late. It's too late, man. And their subcategories. Instead of you to be happy that I want to even add something like this, to that you really show your skills. Or you don't want to show your skills?
Not now.
When do you now want to show your skills?
Later.
When is the later? We don't like show off. No, I'm not saying show off. I'm not saying you should show off now. Proof. Okay, imagine I'm a recruiter. At least I want to see something. Okay, so retrieve the names of the product, their subcategories, their categories. Those 3. I want those 3. So then that's all. But those products that you're going to release their names, they will be those that their selling price is greater than the average. I mean, that's pretty simple. So don't forget you have to use a subquery for that. How many customers have placed orders in Canada? So see another. How many customers have placed orders in Canada? So we have Canada somewhere there. I showed you. So list the name, the customer names. So you're not just stopping at how many, you're also listing the names of the customers that have placed orders in Canada. So here also you are prompted to use a subquery. I think this is easy, very similar to what we've done before. Find the 10 products that have been returned the most. So you already saw the return table. So find the products that have been returned the most, right? The 10 products. What does that mean? It's just a way of asking you the top 10. Okay, so it doesn't mean that when you write your query, you must exactly get 10. It's you that will now find the 10 most. So that's like the top 10. I just decided to tweak the language so that you will not be expecting top 10 all the time. But this is the logic. Find the 10 products that have been returned the most. Now, how much money was generated by this product? So for this second part, you use a subquery. Okay, so even this one as well, this how many customers have placed orders, list the customer names. The second part is subquery. Okay, so here as well, find the 10 products that have been returned the most. Then after you found those products now that have been returned the most, we want to see how much was generated by this product. So it means you are starting with the returns table to find the products that have been returned the most. Once you find those products, you will find the total revenue that those products generated. And the only way you can find out, this is a very, very hard question. Let me see. Okay, it's not hard. I think I will tell you something now that you need to do. I forgot to mention it. Okay, so I think once you do that, it will not be hard to do. So please remind me in case so I don't forget. I was thinking you guys will figure out, but let me just help so that it will be easier. So, but it's not hard. Writing the query is not hard. It's just getting a particular. You need a column. You need to create a column. But I shouldn't be telling you this. You should know by yourself, but I will tell you. So the next one is get a list of customers who have placed orders in more than one territory. So look for territory so you are looking for customers that have placed orders in more than one. So maybe, is there any traveler here? Someone that travels everywhere. So there's a particular customer who has been traveling to and fro. So he bought here in Canada, he bought in another. So based on that territory, find the customers that have placed orders in more than one territory. Number 7, retrieve the product names and their corresponding subcategories for products that have been ordered at least 10 times. This is very easy, like very, very easy. So you need to find products that have been ordered at least. So please, this is clear now, at least 10 times. So you know what to do. That's like 11. No, at least that's 10 and upward, right? Okay, list the customer names who have placed orders after 2021. After 2021. So I don't know if that ministers to anyone, if that is clear to anyone, but yeah, after 2021. So we're interested in customers that have placed orders after 2021. Then what is the distribution? That's not the right word, but what is, I was sleep typing. I just put it, I wanted to sleep. So what is the distribution of the occupation? So what it means is that once you find these customers that have placed orders after 2021, you found the customers, you need to now look for their occupation, right? You know, each customer have occupation. Do you remember? In our customers table, we've done that a lot. So now the answer you have to get is not, there are two questions there. The first is to list the customers. And then the second is to find the what is their, I think distribution is correct. What is the distribution of their occupation? So how many of them are, what are the occupations options that we have there? You know, right? So what do? You know what to do. Whether it's count, whether it's son, you find out yourself. Get a list of products and their corresponding order quantities for products that have been ordered at least once. So get a list of products and their corresponding order quantities. Okay, so we are finally using quantities for products that have been ordered at least once. So every product in our database that have been ordered at least once, you would find the list. So it means there are some products that are probably not been probably not been ordered before. So those ones will not be included in this. So only products that have been ordered at least once. So maybe I should have even changed that to 10 times so that we will have more, but let's leave it like that. I don't want to be adding too many. Okay, let's do at least 5 times because I want us to get significant drop. At least. I'm going to send a review down, don't worry, at least 5 times, not once, at least 5 times. So we'll be able to take out more this thing than that. So this one is not there. Okay. All right. So retrieve the product names that start with the letter C or H and are from the clothing category. So you have like 3 conditions here. So the product name that start with letter C or H and are from the clothing category. So you know what to do. Retrieve the product names that have been ordered in the United States or Australia. Very simple. Find the customer names who have placed orders with a total amount greater than the average total amount of orders. So again, this is a subquery, but you have to find customers that have placed orders with a total amount that the customers have spent is greater than the average total amount of orders. So it means what you have to do here is first calculate the total amount of the average of the amount of orders, right? So once you calculate it, then you will find customers that have made order greater than that. It's a very useful analysis. I even do it in my analysis because it helps you find, like, you know, your real customers that spend a lot, you know, all of these things. So these are really real life scenarios. If you can break through this, trust me, you are good to go. Honestly. So please give it it's not easy. It's okay. Let me not lie to you. It's not easy. Even me now, if I want to do this thing, I have to think critically. So if you get frustrated, just leave your work, go and rest, come back again. So don't try to say, no, I should get this straight. No, it's something you need to think and you need to really be patient. Okay, please. Where did I stop? Okay, number 13 now. Retrieve the top 5 customers who have placed the highest number of orders along with their order counts. So the top 5 customers who have placed the highest number of orders. Now, number of orders is different from total revenue. I'm sure you know that, total amount. So when you say amount, you're talking of the money. Then when you say number of orders, you're talking of the number of orders. So by now you should know the difference between sum and count. So I'm just giving you that expo. I shouldn't now anyways, but so retrieve the top 5 customers who have placed the highest number of orders along with their order count. So it means the number of orders that they've made. I want to see the top 5 and the number of orders they've made, basically. That's very, very simple. List the customers who have placed orders within the last 6 months. This is probably a very interesting question. So customers who have placed orders within the last 6 months. So now I said consider the last date in the data. So when I say 6 months, it doesn't mean that you will now be looking for what are we now? We are in August, right? So you now be saying maybe February 2023. No, there is no February 2023 in the data. The data stopped where? You might have to check. So where does the data stop? So let me check for sales of 2022. That's why we can know. So if we check for sales of 2022, okay, this is top 1,000. I don't want 1,000. I just want everything. So if we check for this 29,000, so I think all our total orders should be more than 50,000 if I'm not mistaken. So the last order here is February 2022, actually. You can see 23rd of February 2022. So it means if you want to find so the assumption is that we are in February, this February. That's the assumption now. So if you want to find the total, what's the question again? The people who have placed orders in the last 6 months. It means that you have to find the last 6 months from February 2022 is what? Who can quickly do that math? It should be maybe around August, right? August, September, October, November, December, January. Okay, I think it's September now. So September. 6 months before February is what? February, January. November, October. September, right?
Yes, September 2022.
So it means that you are looking for the orders between September 2022 and now. But don't do it like that. Because if you do it like that, it means that when you get to, when I said don't do it like that, when you make it rigid, so don't go and do where month is in September 2020, don't do something rigid like that. Make it dynamic. I will see your results. So I want to see dynamism so that if you go to March, it will automatically calculate itself. You wouldn't need to be, so don't try to add code it and look for September 2021 to February 20. You say where, if you do it like that, I will not even accept it because that's not what we've learned so far. So make it dynamic. So there should be a way of dynamically calculating the last 6 months. Let me give you a tip. You can use the max function. So max function will help you figure out the maximum date that you have there. And then you can do something like -6. So just a tip. Think about how you are going to do it. But that's just a tip. So that way, anytime, even if you had more data to it, if you had to match, the maximum now no longer becomes February, but now what? March. So when it does -6, it will be moving like that. So I hope that is clear. So think about it. And please, teamwork is encouraged at this point. I believe some of us are already working in teams because I was seeing some things, people working together. So please, if you have not been doing it before, please look for someone in the class. I'm sure you've spotted some people in your class who are quite active and, try to do collaboration. I'm not saying you should copy their work, but work together, ask questions. In fact, I strongly recommend peer-to-peer learning than this teacher too, because if you ask me some questions, I will know there are some questions that I will not answer. You probably notice now. So, but if you ask your colleague, he will be able to explain even as a bit. But me, I cannot do that explanation for you because I know I've probably taught you. So please work with someone. If guys can be like 2, I will even recommend like 3, 4, so that you can share ideas, you can look at things together. It will really, trust me, just try it this weekend. You will see that all this, it's hard. All this is hard is because you are trying to do it alone. Try to look for but don't copy. Just share ideas, do something, do your own. Let me see, why do you do it this way? Why not this? Mr. Idris said this, that day. Idris said this that day. This said, no, I think it should be like this. So if all of you are still now confused about something, when you come, I would know that this is as a result of different ideas. It will even be, I'll be happy to even answer you. Not just that I will know that only you, and then you are trying to ask questions that I've taught you before. So this is at this point, this is really recommended. Okay. All right. Don't add me to your group. I'm not part of your group. It's among yourself. So you now say I said you create group. Now you now add me to one group. If you add me, I will leave me. So the last question, we want to reach out to our best customers in 2022. So that's not a question anyway, but it's just trying to tell you that we want to reach out to our best customers. So can you get, I will not mention it because of YouTube, but can you get this of the top 50 customers based on revenue? So this question is tricky. If you're just going to do the top 50 customers for all the data, you will be wrong because there is a preamble. The preamble is that what we want to reach out to customers in 2022. So our interest here should be in, but our data in 2022 stopped at February. And it doesn't matter. We've had a lot of orders already in 2022, so it doesn't matter. So we want to reach out to the best customer in 2022. So now we are working with 2022, just so you know. It's not all the time they'll be telling you in 20, or they'll be making it plain thinking. So you need to get this of the top 50 customers. So it means that you first find the top 50 customers that have made a lot of money, that have generated a lot of money for us in 2022, and then you know where to get their address, and then that's what we need. So imagine this is a request from the marketing department. They don't need their name. They just need something they can send a bonus email to or whatever to. So that's why they are making this kind of request. And these are the kind of requests you get as an analyst. Different departments come based on their need, and then you answer their questions like this. Okay. So that's all about it. So the one last thing that I said I wanted to show you, and I think this is important, maybe some of us figured out already. If you check your sales table, which is like this one, there is nothing that is actually telling us how much each of these orders cost. Did you notice? Did you notice? Anyone noticed? So if I ask you now, how much, for instance, this particular order now, if I ask you, how much is this order? How much did this person spend on this order? Who can tell me? Can anyone tell me? Let's think together very quickly. You don't have an idea, right?
No.
No. Okay. So all those questions that we're asking about amount now, how are you going to do
He
them?
bought
Yeah. Go ahead, please. I just want to see if someone get. I mean, if you
okay,
don't get, no problem.
he bought 2 of that order. So is to go back to that order and find out like the price times 2.
Good. Thank you. So thank you so much. So that's why this order is important. This order quantity now is important. So because initially why I was thinking like that, even though I did not explain it, like come out totally, was that I want to know why do we have it if every order is just one quantity, every product is just one, then it means we can just take the product price, right? There's no need of having this colon again. That was actually what birthed the first time I thought about this, until I saw that we have to wait. So let me explain what's going on. If you look at your product table, you will see that each of these products, they have a cost price and they also have a selling price. There's a question asking about selling price. I just, what did you say? Okay, anyways, but this is the price of the product. This is how much they are selling the product. So if you go back to this order now, even though there is no clear-cut information about the price or the amount that this customer paid for this order, I can get it by doing what? By finding the product key. So the product is 528. So if I come here, I will look for product 528. But I think I need to scroll down now. Product 528. So if you find, you will not be doing this, of course, it's the guy that will do it for you, but I'm just explaining. So product 528 now, you can trace the price of product 528, which is what? 4.98. So it means that this product costs 4.98. So if this customer is actually buying 2 of those products, how much is he going to pay? 4.98 times 2. Do you get it? So in this order table, you would need to create, I'm just giving you another tip now. Before you start your work entirely, you will need to create a new column that will get the total amount for each of these orders. Okay? So that would be like your sales. After you've already joined your sales together, all the sales now, you need to create another column that will what? This will be like your prep, just similar thing that we've been doing all day long. After you have to add some things to your data. So in this case, I think that's the only thing you need to add. So you need to first add a column that will go and track the price, the product price of each of these things, and then you multiply it by the quantity. Is it clear? Do you understand? This silence.
Yes.
Good. I love that.
Yes.
Okay. So that's all. So that's all the walkthrough. So do you have any question?
Please, I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
Questions.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Okay, number
5B. How much money was generated by this product?
Yeah.
Now, 5A is saying find the 10 products that have been returned the most. Now, these products have been returned, so they can't generate any money now, any revenue, because they have been returned, except if you want to coin the question like this: how much money would have been generated by this product or something?
Yeah, I love that your thought process, but don't forget that they made the order first before they returned it. So I mean, the question you just said now is almost like the reason why we are asking this. So we want to know how much we are losing as a company based on this product. So first, that's why I asked the question. So you find the products that have been returned the most. But of course, even though they have been returned, they were first ordered. So we still have their details in our orders table. Because they returned them does not mean we remove them from the orders table, from the sales. Do you understand?
Yes. Okay, so my second question, number 12. Can you please scroll up? Yeah. Find the customer names who have placed orders with a total amount greater than the average total amount of orders. Why can't you just I'm sure we'll have a lot of customer names, so we just reduce it to like a top 10, top 10, I think it's
It's
okay.
your confidence for me. When the business bring their requirements, sometimes it can be really funny, but you have to just go by it, So sorry, that's what we want. Because maybe we need their names for a campaign. We might not be interested we need their name for a campaign, so we need all of them.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay,
So
yes.
if there are a lot, just return it like that.
All right, the last question. I noticed.
Don't forget, it's the query that I will see to know if it's correct or not. So not really about like what you will be printing out. You are not doing any visualization. So it's just a query that I will be looking at here.
All right, thank you. Now the last question.
Sorry. Based on that, apologies. So based on that question, I think whenever you are asked customer names, our customer names are split. We have first name and last name. So maybe you might need to create another column of what? Full name. You already know that by now. So I think that would be a better thing to return. Or maybe you can just return 2 columns anyways. One will be first, one will be last. But think about it yourself. Which one do you think is more logical? So over to you. But you can do any of them. I will know. So if you do select first, comma, last name, or select full name, anyone you do is fine by me. But I'm just saying that you could do anyone. But which one do you think would be better? All right.
Okay. The last question. Yeah, I noticed even right from the last project, you usually add this, add that. You don't even subtract. Like, okay, let's forget this one and let's do this one.
Add what?
You always add more requirements. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because
like now, you've added something now, like in 2 places or something. I think 2 questions. You always add.
Are you talking of the number of questions?
You add to the questions, yes.
And because your salary is increasing now, you need to do more work. And now your salary is increasing. You just want to be collecting more money with no.
Try and reduce that. You just forget this one, forget that one.
Okay, don't worry. When you complete all your projects, you will be taking some things out. When you get to your work, you will tell the manager that is
you added to number 9 at least 5 times, and you added to this one again, and there are subcategories.
Yeah, I just feel like the question will be more meaningful like this, because I believe many of the products should be ordered at least once, many of them. So I don't want you to get a lot of product coming out. So that's why I actually do it like that. So sorry about the addition.
No wahala. Thank you very much.
For your good. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question? Question? Okay, no question. Okay, so we can go. Okay, one last thing. I don't know, but okay, I'm thinking we should extend it to Monday because of what that lady said. Who was that lady? What did she do? Because my mind was just in somewhere while I was
here.
Yeah. I wish if I'm asking who is here when I'm teaching, you could respond at this rate. I'm not even finished what I'm saying. You have just Okay, let's do 12. Let's do 12 noon on Monday.
Thank you, sir.
That means there will be no late submission. Do you agree?
Yes.
No late. Are you sure no late submission?
I'm sure.
Okay, so let's do 12 noon on Monday. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
If you can within the time, it will be good. I mean, within the initial time, I mean, it's really nice to work like that, to put yourself on that, because that's how the real life setting will look like. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, you know what to do. And I hope to start receiving your submissions from tonight. I hope so.
Yeah. Hello.
Right, yeah.
Please, can you post this walk through
okay.
very soon, so that we can still go back and replay and get to know what we have to do.
I should post it on Discord?
Yes.
Yeah, I will post immediately. Yeah, I will post. It's always on the YouTube channel. Like you always find it there. So,
Okay.
but I would share anyways. No worries.
All right. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.